Jain meditation, old school. Meditation is the foundation for the Jains, along with the three jewels. The three jewels are right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. Meditation in Jainism aims at realizing the self, attain salvation, and take the soul to complete freedom. It aims to reach and to remain in the pure state of soul, which is believed to be pure consciousness beyond any attachment or aversion. Saimaka. Jain meditation is also referred to Saimaka. The word Saimaka means being in the movement of continuous real time. This act of being conscious of the continual renewal of the universe in general and one's own renewal of the individual living being, Jiva in particular, is a critical first step in the journey towards identification with one's true nature, called the Atma. It is also a method by which one can develop an attitude of harmony and respect towards other humans and nature. By being full aware, alert, and conscious of the constantly moving present, one will experience their true nature, Atma. In modern day terms, you are the universe. You just don't know it. The Jains have talked about this for over 2,500 years. Prishka meditation. Prishka meditation is the practice of purifying the emotions and conscious chitta and realizing the own self. It helps in leading a peaceful life and is a system of meditation for attitudinal changes, behavior modifications, and integrated development of personality. The word Prishka means to perceive carefully and profoundly. In Prishka, perception always means experience, bereft of the duality of like and dislike, pleasure and pain. Impartiality and equanimity are synonymous with Prishka. Prishka is an impartial perception, whether there's neither the emotion of attachment nor aversion, neither pleasure nor displeasure. Both these states of emotion are closely and carefully perceived but not experienced. And because both are perceived from close quarters, it is not difficult to reject both of them and assume a neutral position. This equanimity is essentially associated with Prishka. Walk with the help of others. Do not lose the strength in your legs. Others help only when your legs are strong. perception of breathing. The third step of Prishka meditation is perception of breathing. Regulate your breathing, make it slow, deep, and rhythmic. Let the vibrations of each breath reach your navel. Allow your abdominal muscles to expand during inhalation and contract during exhalation. Now, concentrate your mind fully on your navel. Practice deep, slow, and rhythmic breathing by allowing each breath to take the same time. Perceive each inhalation and exhalation through the expansion and contraction of the abdominal muscles, accompanying each inhalation and exhalation respectively. Continue the slow, deep, and rhythmic breathing. Now shift your attention from the navel and focus it inside the nostrils at the junction of both the nostrils. Perceive each incoming and outgoing breath. Remain fully aware of each and every breath. Continue to practice slow, long, and rhythmic breathing. Inhale and exhale each breath while remaining full aware of it. Fully occupy your mind in perception of breathing. If you are distracted by any thought, do not try to stop it forcefully, but also perceive it, and then again, start perceiving your breath. If the distraction is frequent, you may hold your breath for a few seconds without causing any discomfort. Maintain the continuity of the awareness of breathing. Merely perceive it without like and dislike. Do this practice every day. This should be the foundation of your life. Meditation on the breath has been practiced for literally thousands of years. Behind your breath is the power that is keeping the universe alive. Learn this and try to maintain the awareness of your breath no matter what you are doing, whether you're sleeping, walking, or performing any activity. Try to be conscious of your breath. This is an incredible journey we are on. Perception of alternate breathing. So what does this breathing exercises do? There are 72,000 nadis, or energy channels, in the human body. The following is a passage from Sadhguru. Within the spine, if you know its physical construction, you would know there are two holes on either side of the spine, which are the conduit pipes for all the nerves to pass. This is the Ida and the Pingala, the left and right channels. In the energy body, there are 72,000 nadis. The 72,000 nadis spring from three basic nadis, the left, the right, and the central, the Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. The word nadi does not mean nerve. Nadis are pathways or channels of prana in the system. These 72,000 nadis don't have a physical manifestation. In the sense, if you cut the body and look in, you will not find them. But as you become more aware, you will notice the energy is not moving at random. It is moving in established pathways. There are 72,000 different ways in which the energy or prana moves. The Pingala is the right or masculine energy channel. The Ida is the left or feminine energy channel. Starting from the left nostril, there are 36,000 nadis or energy channels. Starting from the right nostril, there are 36,000 nadis or energy channels. The perception of alternate breathing is a breathing exercises that cleanse the Ida and the Pingala. This exercise will help balance the mind and body. When the breath gets calm, the mind and body will get calm. One begins to enter into a state of calmness and being in harmony with the mind, body, and soul connection. Perception of alternate breathing exercise. My advice is to make this a daily practice. In the beginning, use your right hand to open and close your nostrils. When you get totally comfortable and feel the effects of this, then take off your training wheels. In the practice of breathing through alternate nostrils, you have to inhale through one nostril and exhale through the other. Then inhale through the same and exhale through the other. Try to accomplish the alteration by exercising your willpower, but in the beginning, you may use the finger and thumb of the right hand by placing the right thumb against the right nostril and the ring finger of the right hand against the left nostril and resting the middle and index finger on the forehead. Now, remove alternately the thumb and ring finger by opening the path of breath through the right and the left nostrils, respectively. Regulate your breathing. Make it slow, deep, and rhythmic. Concentrate your mind inside your nostrils. Practice breathing through alternate nostrils. Inhale through the right nostril and exhale through the left one. Now inhale through the left nostril and exhale through the right one. This completes one cycle. Repeat the same exercise again and again. Continue the rhythmic breathing. Perceive each inhalation and exhalation by concentrating the mind in alternate nostrils. Let your mind and breath go hand in hand. No thinking, no memory of the past, no imagination of future. Simply perceive. Continuously, the mind and breath should accompany each other. While you are breathing in, let your attention follow the breath inside. While you are breathing out, let your attention follow it inside. Now practice the perception of breathing through alternate nostrils together with holding the breath intermittently. Concentrate your mind inside the nostrils. Inhale through the right nostrils and hold the breath inside. Exhale through the left nostril and hold the breath outside. Again, inhale through the left nostril and hold the breath inside. And exhale through the right nostril and hold the breath outside. In this way, practice holding a breath 4 times during one complete cycle. Continuously remain aware of these exhalations and inhalations. You may hold the breath only for a few seconds without causing any discomfort. Repeat the same exercise for several rounds. Let the mind and breath go hand in hand. Padasta Dhyana. In Padasta Dhyana, one focuses on some mantras, words, or themes. There's a rich tradition of mantras in Jainism. Om. Chanting Om is one of the most important mantras. It is a universal sound. Arham. Many chant the word Aham, which makes one feel, I am the omniscient soul. The greatness of Arham. Let the sound of Arham vibrate day and night, in the mind, in speech, in action, and in thought. The A of Arham stands for Amrit, the waters of life. R represents the fire element, the aspirate. Dhatus awakens the vital force within the nasal sound. With whatever it combines, rises its power. More repetitions of words, however profound, brings no lasting joy. A meaningless ritual, charged with passion and mindfulness, Arham sets right everything. Arat. One may also pronounce the holy names of Arat and concentrate on the universal richness of the soul. An Arhat is one where all passions, anger, ego, deception, greed, attachments, hatred, and ignorance are destroyed. Each soul has this potential. In Jainism, a Tirthankara is a savior and spiritual teacher of the Dhamma. The word Tirthankara signifies the founder of a trita, which is a formidable passage across the sea of interminable births and deaths, the samsara. By concentrating on one of these tankaras, it helps humanity steer towards the proper direction. Rupasta Dhyana. In Rupasta Dhyana, one reflects on the embodiments of Arihants, the self-realized, the omniscience, and other enlightened people, and their attributes such as three umbrellas and whiskers, as seen in many icons. Unconcerned about one's own body, almighty and benevolent to all living beings, destroyer of attachment, enmity, etc. Thus, the meditator, as a human being, concentrates his or her attention on the virtues of the omniscient to acquire the same virtues for himself. Arihant is a soul who has conquered inner passions such as attachment, anger, pride, and greed. Having destroyed 4 aminical karmas, they realize the pure self. Savayam Bhava, the primary father of the human race and sovereign of the earth, who first instituted religious ceremonies and devised a code of laws.
How to do alternate nostril breathing. Sit in a comfortable position with the spine long and the hips relaxed. Release any tension from your jaw. Close your eyes. Place your left hand on your left knee with the palm face upward, or in the chin mudra by pressing the index finger and thumb together. Place the tip of the index finger and middle finger of the right hand in between the eyebrows with the ring finger and little fingers on the left nostril and the thumb on the right nostril. Use the ring finger and little finger to open and close the left nostril and use the thumb for the right nostril. On an exhalation, close the right nostril with your thumb and breathe out through the left nostril. Breathe in through the left nostril and then close with the ring finger. Release the thumb on the right nostril and breathe out through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Close with the thumb. Release the ring finger from the left side and exhale through the left nostril. These 2 full breaths are called 1 round of alternate nostril breath. Perform 5 to 9 rounds of this alternating breath between the nostrils. Remember to always inhale through the same nostril you just exhaled through. There are many variations of this technique. Some hold their breath between breaths. Mind you should never use force. Breathe naturally. Over time, the breath will be sweet and calm. Now, continue this exercise. It will only be a few minutes.
Relaxation. Relaxation technique. The first step of meditation is relaxation with self-awareness, keeping the body steady, relaxed, and free from tension, with the spine and neck straight without stiffness. Relaxing all the muscles of the body involves letting the body become limp. Steadiness of the body is practiced for at least 5 minutes so it becomes motionless as a statue. Movement of the limbs of the body should not occur. Relaxation has 2 aims: complete relaxation of the body and self-awareness. For achieving complete relaxation of the body, it is mentally divided into several parts, and the mind, chitta, focus on each part of the body sequentially from foot to head. Allow the mind to spread across the whole body. Here, the technique of autosuggestion is used to relax each part of the body to experience relaxation. With the relaxation of each and every muscle and nerve, relaxation of the whole body is achieved. A state of deep concentration is to be reached in which the practitioner remains completely alert. When I went to the Monroe Institute, we were taught a similar technique where we could have the body be asleep while the mind was conscious and aware. The spiritual evolution and salvation of the soul. The ultimate aim of such yoga and meditation is to pave the way for the spiritual elevation and salvation of the soul. Some yogis develop their own methods for meditation. So, this is a recent addition to the new school. It is a technique that has been used in the yogic tradition for thousands of years. Soham, or Soham, is an ancient yogi technique. It is used by many different yogi traditions. I learned this from Paramahansa's lineage. Sri Sri Ravi Shankar uses this in his meditation practices. It is used as both a mantra and a moment-by-moment being aware of your breath. It is probably one of the most transformational tools we have. In a nutshell, when you breathe in, there's a sound like so. When you breathe out, there's a sound like hum. Behind your breath lies the power that is keeping you and the universe alive. The day you take your last breath is the moment you are no longer here. The goal is to be aware of your breath 24 hours a day. The more you pay attention to it, the more it will pay attention to you. My personal experience is this is one of the most powerful and practical techniques there is. This technique will help you discover the jewel within. Soham translates into I am that. That is the universe. You are the universe. You just don't know it. Yogis have been saying this for thousands of years. Internal journey. This is based on the practice of directing the flow of vital energy in an upward direction, interpreted as being connected with the nervous system. The internal journey synchronizes the Om sound with the breath. Each inhalation and exhalation is charged with Om. In this state, Om is connected to the subconscious mind. In this step, one focuses between the navel and the backbone, which is said to be the center of one's inner power. The center of animal instinct is under the navel. When one meditates on every limb of the lower part of the body, violent passions become pacified. Through this process, the center of health, the center of vital energy, and the center of power are activated. The lower glands become calm and a huge amount of energy is saved. The second limb is an internal journey which is based on the practice of directing the flow of vital energy in an upward direction. He connects the internal journey with the human nervous system. The right side is equated to the sympathetic nervous system, and the left side with the parasympathetic nervous system and the central nervous system. This is said to be needed to activate deeper levels of consciousness during meditation associated with the many psychic centers that are connected to the spinal cord, which is the pathway of this inner journey. This path is the main center of vital force, which is located in the spinal cord. Jain meditation, new school. The modern era saw the rise of a new Sabitambara sect, the Sabitambara Theravada, founded by Arcaya the Visku, who was said to be able to practice breath retention, hold his breath for 2 hours. He also practiced Atapana by sitting under the scorching sun for hours while chanting and visualizing yantras. Tulsi, 1913 to 1997, and Akara Maharajana, 1920 to 2010, developed a system termed Prisha Dhyana, which is the combination of ancient wisdom and modern science. It is based on Jain's canons. It includes a practical path where each step works with the previous steps. Despite the innovations, the meditation system is firmly grounded in the classic Jain metaphysical mind-body dualism, in which the self is covered over by subtle and gross bodies. This means there is dust on your inner mirror, which needs to be cleaned before you can discover your true nature. Prisha means to perceive carefully and profoundly. In Prisha, perception always means an impartial experience, bereft of the duality of like and dislike, pleasure and pain, attachment or aversion. Meditation progress proceeds through the different gross and subtle bodies, differentiating between them and the pure consciousness of Jiva. Maharajana interpreted the goal of this to mean to perceive and realize the most subtle aspects of consciousness by your conscious mind. Important disciplines in the system are synchrony of mental and physical actions, or simply present mindfulness, or complete awareness of one's actions, disciplining the reactive attitude, friendliness, diet, silence, spiritual vigilance. The mature Prisha system is taught using the 8-limb hierarchical schema for what is necessary for practicing the next. Om meditation. This is another practice that has been introduced to the new school. The yogis have been using this for thousands of years. Sit in a cross-legged position. Keep neck, head, and backbone straight. The arms should be resting on your lap, folded together. The eyes closed and a smile on the face. You may ask why a smile on your face. Scientists have found out when you smile, over 1,500 positive chemicals gets released into your bloodstream. The Taoists have a meditation with a smile at each organ in the body. If an organ is happy, you will be happy. Procedure. First of all, for a few seconds, make the breath balanced and concentrate the mind on the breath. Now take the breath from the crown chakra to the root chakra. The method is to inhale deeply and use 2/3 of the breath to utter O and 1/3 for M. All this should be performed by inhaling and exhaling deeply. It should be repeated 5 to 10 times. One can meditate whilst chanting or after completion of the sound. Begin with meditating on the heart chakra and then move on to the crown chakra.
Breath. It's kind of sad. The majority of mankind takes the breath for granted. Yes, we breathe in and breathe out. That's so common to us. We do this in each and every moment. What could be more common? We all breathe. Yet behind our breath is a power that keeps the entire universe alive. You are the universe. You just don't know. The power behind your breath is keeping you alive. You have the potential to connect to this source. In essence, this is your true nature. Many of the great masters taught this. They taught to meditate upon your breath. It takes baby steps. At first, you may not seem to feel or see anything. Have patience. The mind is like a tuning fork. It takes time to tune in to the frequencies of life. This frequency is pure love. Day by day, simply follow your breath. Year by year, simply follow your breath. Decade by decade, simply follow your breath. Your breath will set you free. Your breath will reveal your true nature while you are alive. I know it sounds so simple. It is. Yet we make life so complicated. The truth can be there all the time. Yet we are trained to look outside of ourselves. The jewel has always been hidden under our pillow. This is where God hides, inside of you. This is the greatest hide-and-seek game. Honor the soul. You can solve this puzzle.
Breathing through your mouth. I was in India many moons ago, over 47 years. I remember hearing people talk about the various kinds of breaths. In our Vedic lore, breathing through your mouth is the kiss of death. Our breath is a complicated system. Scientists are just beginning to study the effects of breathing. They have found out when a person starts to breathe through the mouth, the fight or flight syndrome takes over. What does that mean? It means your body is being flooded with over 1,500 different chemicals. Many of these in a short term is beneficial. Yet, for many Americans, the faucet can't be shut off. Reinforce the situation by improper breathing. In the East, this has been known for thousands of years. This is why the foundation for so many meditation practices is the breath. They understand the practical mechanics of breathing through the nose. There's life force within that is keeping you and the universe alive. Our Western day understanding for the general public is lacking. I say common sense is uncommon because our lifestyles don't reflect it. We are totally off balance. No wonder we have all our ailments today. Ponder this over. Fine-tune your radio station. You're listening to an old station. This station is reinforcing all your bad habits. There's a signal from God and the universe that is playing. Listen to KGOD. This signal is broadcasted from within. It is clear and constant. You just have to tune your mind to this signal. In each and every breath you take, fine-tune your inner radio to this signal. All the great masters have said that the kingdom of heaven lies within. This is probably the most practical thing you can do for yourself. What is keeping you alive? The more you concentrate on this signal, the more powerful and clear it will be. This is your true nature. This signal is like a magnet. It draws kindness, love, and compassion to you. It's like taking a shower of love. This love fills your entire being and slowly washes away all the negativity. This radio station is live. It has been broadcasting for eternity. When you are driving and talking on your cell phone, you aren't paying attention to life. What is so important? What is so important externally that you have forgotten your true nature? Why do you insist that the external world is the only world? For now, you might say, because that's all there is. Well, someday you will die, and it will totally disappear in an instant. This radio station will make you laugh at life. It will bring you to a place where anger and hate will not govern you. Kindness and compassion will be there. I'm not saying you won't ever get angry again. I'm saying that with conscious effort, you can use water to put out the anger in your life. Your mind is looking externally to fix your inner world. Mankind has been running in circles for thousands of years. Look at the political landscape in America today. Anger and chaos rules the land. Fine-tune your radio station. You are a piece of the puzzle. Monitoring your thoughts and emotions. As you know, by now we live 95% from the subconscious and 5% from the conscious mind. Most human beings never stop to see the correlation between the mind and body. Many scientists say they are one and the same. They are not distinct and different. Imagine someone pisses you off. That thought creates a chemical in your brain. Cortisol gets released. Stress hormones gets released. Over 1900 chemicals gets released. You are now in an emotional state of anger. This anger gets stored in your body. Many scientists say that cancer is created by angry cells. Most of the time, we have automatic tapes from the past in any given situation. Because we are reactive beings, we are like leaves blowing in the wind. We never stop and think before we perform an action. Many people Twitter without thinking. So the goal is to rewire our circuits. When someone makes us angry, stop in your tracks. Focus on your breath. Imagine an infinite field of peace surrounding you. By the way, it does 24 hours a day. This is your true nature. Smile and don't say a thing. When you have your composure back, speak from kindness. Mind you, this is extremely difficult to do. Here's some advice for you on this journey. Write down all the areas that have caused great trauma in your life. Many times, the great trauma never gets processed properly. It is stored in our subconscious. The the greater the trauma, the greater the emotional impact. Unfortunately, so many people hold on to the past. An event may happen over 30 years ago, and we still hold on for dear life. We still hold a grudge and are angry towards that one person. We need to learn and forgive. We need to let go of that emotion. In the last 30 years, much insight has been in the relationship between the mind and body. There are many different techniques out there to heal and release our emotional scars. Here's one I like. Emotional Freedom Technique. It's a self-help technique that involves tapping near the endpoints of energy meridians located around the body. EFT works by lowering cortisol levels and the body's stress response because it helps to promote relaxation. Imagine you have some anger issue. The first step is to identify the issue. In order for this to work, you need to identify the issue. Makes sense? Step 2. From a scale of lowest 1 to highest 10, what is the intensity? What is the intensity of your emotional or physical pain? Step 3. In this state, one acknowledges the issue and accepting yourself despite the problem. We're going to use anger as our problem. The common setup phrase is, even though I have this problem, I deeply and completely accept myself. The common setup phrase is, even though I have this anger issue, I deeply and completely accept myself. Step 4. This is the tapping phrase. Begin by tapping the karate chop point while simultaneously reciting your setup phrase. You may do this for around 30 seconds to 1 minute. Concentrate on your breath as you do this. The calmer you get, the better results you will have. Karate chop, small intestine meridian. Now, for each one of these meridian points, use a reminder phrase. Suppose you have an anger issue. You would then recite in your mind anger while tapping at these points below. Tap for around 30 seconds at each meridian point. At the eyebrow, bladder meridian. Side of the eye, gallbladder meridian. Under the eye, stomach meridian. Under the nose, governing vessel. Chin, central vessel. Beginning of the collarbone, kidney meridian. Under the arm, spleen meridian. Top of head, governing vessel. When you finish, rate the intensity level. Say that your initial rate was a 9. You rate it now at a 5. Repeat this process until you reach the 0. Mind you, some problems will take time to reach a 0. The greater you take responsibility for your thoughts and actions, the greater results you will have. To find all these meridian points, do a Google search for tapping, and you should be able to see exactly where these points are. Alright, well, that's it. Thank you. Mind movies. The definition of a guru is one who takes you from darkness into the light. A Rugu is one who takes you from light into darkness. If there is a Rugu today, it is the medical commercials on TV. There was a time when they didn't allow drug commercials on TV. That's a long time ago. I won't call it sinister. Okay, I will. The commercial industry has been very effective to program the subconscious. They have used the medium of TV to program your mind and body. They are extremely clever, know exactly what they are doing. In the 50s, when a movie was being showed, subliminal messages would be displayed on the screen, such as buy popcorn or buy a Coke. It would appear so fast your conscious mind wouldn't see it, but your subconscious mind would. This is bad when the FCC figured that out. Well, they have gotten quite sophisticated. Today's drug commercials directly go into your subconscious mind. Imagine some of these same commercials are played over and over again in the evening news. They're slowly brainwashing people without the audience even knowing it. Have you ever wondered why America is so messed up? I could go on for hours. Many of these drug commercials are directly programming you to get sick so you can take their drugs. It is insidious and evil, yet it is done in such a soft voice, and nature is all around it. It's sad. They know exactly what they are doing. As a capitalist society, they're there solely to make a buck. They want you to get sick. They don't want you to be healthy and take responsibility for your well-being. There's a company called Mind Movies who uses the same technology as the drug commercials, yet it's used to bring you from darkness to light. Check out mindmovies.com. Dr. Joe Dispenza made a mind movie for connecting to the quantum field. It is absolutely genius. I highly recommend it. It should be played before going to bed and upon waking up. I play it right before I close my eyes to meditate. The more you play it over time, the mind, body, and soul rejoices in the words. There are words and pictures displayed. Both of them work to put the message into your subconscious. As you know, we need to rewire ourselves. Humanity is living in darkness and needs to embrace the light. Mind movies are a way to program the subconscious in order to help discover our true nature.
November 28th, 2020. 40 days, 40 nights. This life is an incredible journey. Many of you know that I am extremely inquisitive. Somehow, I see the world through different eyes. For example, when I was around 14 years old, I believed in preventative medicine. I knew that drugs only hid the symptoms, yet the disease got more acute. I knew that the entire universe lies inside of you and me. Anyway, I'm always fine-tuning the guitar of life. About 6 months ago, I wrote a book on nonviolence. This book was about the Jains and the incredible knowledge they have. Well, one thing led to another. I'm just finishing a 40-day course on practical tools to fine-tune your guitar in life. Let's face it, everyone needs to tune up. Some know it and some don't. You can never clap your hands and say, I know it at all. You can meditate for 1 trillion years, and still, that's the first step on this infinite journey in life. Here's a flyer for the course that I'm almost finished with. Mind you, this is an incredible journey. The course just gives you practical knowledge to utilize. It's up to you to take proper actions. This course is for you to learn how to be in harmony with your mind, body, and soul connection. The East has been discovering this for thousands of years. You are a part of Mother Earth, yet we live our lives divorced from it. Consequently, our lives are out of balance. We can't see the forest from the trees. Yesterday, over 180,000 Americans got the COVID-19 virus. People are still fighting over whether we should wear a mask or not. We have lost our wisdom. We have an administration where they have no concrete plan to solve this desperate situation. This course teaches you that you are your own doctor. You control your chemistry set in life. I mean this literally. We live our lives driven by our subconscious mind. 95% of our actions spring from our subconscious. Only 5% comes from our conscious mind. Did you know that anger is drinking your own poison? Buddha said this thousands of years ago. In the past 30 years, the Western scientists have discovered what the ancients said thousands of years ago are indeed true. Your thoughts and emotions program your life. This course provides practical tools for you to utilize in your everyday life. To be honest, I was overwhelmed by the number of tools provided. Even if a person practically uses only 5%, they will go a long way for self-healing and discovering their true nature. Here are a few things I learned. Did you know that you should chew your water and drink your food? Did you know that the majority of digestion comes from your mouth? Do you know the power of your saliva? Your body is an electrical system. Using mudras, hand gestures, one can turn off and on key components inside of you. You can literally learn how to rewire your neural networks inside of you. Mind you, recently a brand new science is being brought to the forefront using many of these ancient tools. Discover the world of prana, life force energy. I've been doing this for around 50 years. In this seminar, I learned more techniques. Prana is the life force energy of the universe. It exists inside of you. For the past 4 years, I've been meditating on my chakras. You may roll your eyes as much as you want, but chakras regulate your entire endocrine system. We are living our lives with the car being out of alignment. The spark plugs don't work properly. We put the wrong gasoline into our precious car. We constantly change lanes in the freeway of life. Our minds are out of control. We think the world can make us happy. How do we balance life? Meditation is the key to unlock the door within. True meditation should be 24 hours a day. That is the beginning state. Yet it all begins by taking small baby steps in each and every moment. I've been practicing yoga postures for around 50 years. I've gained much wisdom on the practical effects on the entire human body. Each posture has different correlations to different parts of the body. When those bodies relax, the mind is relaxed. Your emotions are stored in your physical body. Practicing yoga will help release these emotions and heal the body from many diseases. The diseases occur when the body is not at ease. This course touched on the powerful effects of acupressure. Points on the hand and feet turn on and off the electrical currents inside. Each point corresponds to a particular endocrine system, organs, or many different aspects inside of you. The more aware and conscious you are, the more this will benefit you. This course is all about awareness. Awareness is the key in life. Many different types of diseases were talked about. The East has many preventative measures to heal the body. To heal any disease, there must be a mind, body, and soul connection. One must learn how to be in harmony with nature. Nature is always talking to us silently, yet we only listen to our thoughts. We can't stop the chattering mind. The more you pay attention to nature, the more nature will pay attention to you. That's the law of free will. We learned about seed therapy. Particular plant seeds, when used in alignment with acupressure, promotes the healing of disease. Each seed contains the wisdom of Mother Earth. The ancients learned which seeds help with particular diseases. Mother Nature is a true pharmacy. She knows exactly what can heal us. Much emphasis was placed upon the foods we eat. In the West, most people eat junk food diets and wonder why their bodies break down and get disease. They drink tons of sodas. I have a friend who I work with, and he drank nothing but soda all day long. He used to smoke over 2 packs of cigarettes a day. Common sense is uncommon. One who is on the path of awareness realizes that this human body is the most precious temple in the universe. One learns how to take care of it. I've never seen anybody trade it in for a new one while alive. Both teachers love to teach. I can see that. This is a practical course. It came from a university, yet this is a life course. Only you can change. Nobody can do it for you. There is a new course coming up in early December. It's only $25 for the entire session. These are Zoom sessions. My only recommendations to the teachers are, please speak only English. I spent about 50 years in the Indian cultures, yet I got lost with the Indian terms. For example, when discussing the disease, you would use the Indian terms for the remedy. You might say 4 or 5 of them. Quite frankly, I got totally lost. Yes, we are all fine-tuning the guitar of life. I would recommend this course to anyone. Teachers, Pramila-ji and Praya-ji. Both of these teachers have incredible wisdom to share, and both of them had some sort of life-altering event which led them to discover the path of wholeness. This course wasn't only about theory. We all participated in learning yoga postures. Mind you, I've been doing this for almost 50 years, yet I learned so much. This is their life. They teach this knowledge. They breathe this knowledge. And most important, they practice this knowledge. Note the word practice. Without practicing what you learn, one is like a parrot, just mumbling words. With this course, I'm fine-tuning my life. Life always changes and morphs. The wise one understands this and changes accordingly. Up until this point, before taking this course, my knowledge came from doing research. This led me a first-hand perspective, to see the world through their eyes. It was a beautiful feeling to see that we both have the same perception of life. You are your own drugstore. You are your own doctor. I discovered this in my teen years. Both of these teachers have kindness and wisdom. At times, we would be performing a yoga posture, and someone would ask a question through chat. Both teachers would kindly answer the question. My personal advice is this course can take you places that you can't even imagine for your health. Common sense is uncommon. The world at large is divorced from nature. Our lifestyles go against nature. No wonder disease is rampant all around the world. A wise soul is one who learns to live in harmony with nature and discovers the jewel within. This course will give you the tools so you may implement them. You are given the shovel of knowledge, yet you must dig the hole and discover the jewel inside you. Asanas. In our busy world, we don't listen to our bodies in nature. Most of us are stiff as a board. Consequently, we can't bend like a flower in a breeze. The wise masters of the past learned how to enter into the world of silence. They became one with nature and the universe. The more attention you pay to your true nature, the more attention it pays to you. Practicing asanas or postures is a way to bring complete harmony to your life. One must be aware. At first, it's just physical. Over time, one sees and feels that these postures blend the mind, body, and soul connection. One senses and feels that the human body is more quantum than physical. This is a practical experience. I learned at a young age to close my eyes when doing a posture. Mind you, not 100% of the time. Yet by closing your eyes and spending time on a posture, one goes deeper and deeper. Your meditation practice and asanas go hand in hand. The more one opens up the door within, the easier the postures become. Likewise, the more relaxed you become, the easier you can meditate. One key concept I learned from the Jains is relaxation and letting go. This is vital to understand your true nature and improve your health. The body is always talking to you, except you're so busy and uninterested in what wisdom is saying. Never force yourself and try to prove to others. This is not a competition. Slow down. Listen to your body. Breathe. There is a power behind your breath that is keeping you alive. Behind this breath lies your true nature. The more you pay attention to it, the more it pays attention to you. In the beginning, it may take you 1 hour to sink in and feel the source of love. After some time and practice, when you close your eyes, you are already there. Asanas and meditation go hand in hand. Practicing asanas is a physical way to become one with nature and your true self. It helps to bring balance and harmony to your mind, body, and soul connection. The disease occurs when the mind and body are out of balance. Most people use Western medicine to try to heal themselves. Their doctors prescribe it to them. Yet all Western medicine has side effects. It simply hides the symptoms. The disease becomes more chronic. Your human body has the intelligence and wisdom to heal. As I said, you are your own chemistry set. It's up to you what chemicals you release into your brain. Unfortunately, this is not taught in schools. Even one hears about this. The majority of people don't want to change for the better. This is the paradox in life. We want true happiness. Yet, when it comes our way, we ignore it. This is Maya, or illusion, placing the spell over us. It's like a wise man understands that when watching a movie in a movie theater, that is simply light creating images on a screen. The wise man can turn his head backwards and see light streaming from a projector. The Jain and many others understood the oneness of all life. They knew how to connect to their true nature. This is solely needed today. The ancient yogis understood that if the body is restless and agitated, the mind will be. If the body and mind are agitated, good luck in trying to meditate. The mind, body, and soul connection is an intricate part of your life. Yet humanity can't see the forest from the trees. Pranayama. The Jains had 24 Tirthankaras. Mahavir was the last one. He died about 2,500 years ago. In my eyes, they were the original scientists. Their lab existed inside of them. Can you imagine this incredible lineage? From fine-tuning the ways to make the world a better society, and for each individual to discover the jewel within. Here's a definition of pranayama by Swami Harshananda. Pranayama is control of the pranic energy through the regularization of the breathing process as detailed in the works on yoga. Its 3 steps are Piraka, inhalation, Kumbhaka, retention, Vikaka, exhalation. The Gaya mantra, along with the Dhatus, is used in pranayama to keep time. Pranayama helps to control the mind also. I find it quite fascinating that we breathe from taking our first breath when we are born to taking our last breath when we die. Yet during our entire life, we take it for granted. We are oblivious of the power behind the breath. I've said many times, you are the universe. You just don't know it. Behind your breath lies the vast, infinite creation. This is keeping you alive. The same life force energy sustains the entire universe. Yet we go on in our mere life focusing on the external only. These ancient teachers were the quantum scientists of today. One major huge difference was the fact they discovered this wisdom from the lab within. Without life force energy, the body dies. The cause of all disease is when a man goes against the laws of nature. A wise man understands these laws and lives his life following him. The Jains have transmuted this knowledge from generation after generation. Just think, a part of you exists in the quantum field, yet we have no idea of our magnificence. Pranayama is a means to discover our true nature. It is one of the wise avenues to develop a daily practice. Each day, one practices the mind and body are being fine-tuned to the guitar of life. Many people may think about, what does breathing exercises have to do with this? To be honest, mankind has simply missed the mark. We can't see the forest from the trees. We have lost our simplicity and being in tune with nature. Nature is alive and aware. Man only sees around 1% of the light spectrum, yet we are convinced we see properly. The quantum field is all about us. It lies inside of you. The Jains have provided tools for thousands of years. Pranayama is part of the toolkit. Chakras. In the West, many people make fun when they hear the word chakras. The movie industry is notorious for making fun of it. Yet the Jains have made this an intricate part of their spiritual practice. For many years, I understood the principles, yet it was just theory. About 10 years ago, I was researching chakras and discovered the world of Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza is a neuroscientist. He has been studying the mind, body, and soul connection. He believes, and I believe, that energy medicine is the wave of the future. The Jains believed in the inner drugstore for thousands of years. Yet in the West, it's only been in the past 30 years. This has been slightly embraced by the medical establishment. Dr. Joe utilizes chakras meditation in his work. He doesn't use the word chakras, he uses the word energy centers. Once again, he knows the West can't relate to chakras. I have a saying, the more you pay attention to something, the more it pays attention to you. For example, these energy systems are an intricate part of the human body. You wouldn't be alive if they malfunction. Some mediums can read your auric field and predict when you might die. For the past years, I've been focusing on these centers. My experience is that we are made up of infinite energy, and the physical body is only a minute layer of physicality. In other words, we are the universe walking around in a human body. I usually spend about 2 hours in my sleep focusing on my chakras. There's an energetic field that we all enter to when we go to sleep. Sleep allows the human body to recharge and heal itself. Yet, many people think that going to bed is a drag. Imagine focusing on your chakras and being in that same sleep state and being aware. There are infinite love and compassion keeping you alive. Each chakra relates to a specific part of the endocrine system. By focusing on them, the entire endocrine system is being balanced and healed. All disease is created by unhealthy lifestyles. No wonder the Jains talked about the chakras. Many scientists know that disease first gets created in our chakras, and over time it manifests in our human bodies. Scientists now have subtle instruments to prove this. Nikola Tesla said, if you wish to understand the universe, think of energy, frequency, and vibration. It's our doubt and change in frequencies and our inability to hold thoughts and visions for extended time that takes us off our path. We still live in a Newtonian world. The quantum theory has been around for over 100 years, yet we can't see the forest from the trees. I find it fascinating that the ancient yogis not only understood these subtle principles, yet it was the foundation of their lives. This is our true nature, yet we are oblivious to it. Our first step must be to develop our free will to embark on this incredible journey. The change will only occur when you pay attention inside of you. This is an infinite journey. One always will fine-tune the guitar of life. Even when one has meditated for 1 trillion years, you can never rest on your laurels. Even in that state, it's one small step after another. This journey is infinite. When I was in India many years ago, I heard this song. Someone has a jewel in their hand and doesn't know how precious it is. We have this precious human body, yet we have no idea of our magnificence. Meditation. Meditation is the foundation for life. One famous teacher once said that the definition of meditation is perfect concentration upon a perfect point. The Jains discovered how to live in a constant, continuous state of awareness. Over thousands of years, they fine-tuned these meditation techniques. Many of them are the same that was taught thousands of years ago. I love to meditate. This wasn't a meditation course per se, yet the emphasis was to live in this state of awareness in your daily life. Mind you, this was only step 1 that was taught. This was the beginner's class. They have many other levels or classes that they teach. Even step 1 was highly defined. All the class topics had the underlying meaning to be conscious and aware. For example, doing yoga asanas, to get the greatest benefit, one must slow down and be in a state of awareness. The more one lives in that state consciously, the more benefits comes from your asana practice. The same goes for pranayama. Without being conscious and aware, these are just breathing techniques. One will just get bored and give up. In the beginning, everyone must go through this. Nobody gets a free ride. Nobody will drive the car for you. That's why it's called free will. Yet these classes provide the most comprehensive sorts of knowledge under one umbrella. You can find this information on the internet, yet the wisdom might be dubious. Both of these Jain teachers have studied and practiced what works. This is not an English class. This is a class where the individual can fine-tune the guitar of life in all areas of life. I love to meditate. Always have, always will. I'm constantly growing and learning. I was the only non-Indian taking the class. I was amazed by how my thoughts, beliefs, and spiritual practice were in complete alignment with theirs. I'm looking forward to the next incredible step on this journey. Acupressure. I wrote the following in my book, Dragon Tales. This book is a children's story about the ultimate transformation of society. I wrote a chapter based upon my dear friend David, an acupuncturist. David the dragon uses simple English to describe how it works. The East has been thousands of years ahead of us in the West in discovering these subtle energies inside of us. For them, it was clear as day. It wasn't just a fancy theory, but a moment-by-moment experience of the river of life inside of us.
David, the dragon. Hi, I'm David, the dragon. I'm best friends with Little Ricky. You read about me in the story. I'm over 5,000 years old. I'm still young at heart. You see, I take care of myself. Where I come from, the British Isles, the dragons really didn't have any common sense. You could say common sense is uncommon. Where I come from, the dragons didn't exercise or eat good foods. They partied all throughout the night. To be frank, they didn't have a clue about universal laws. They were only interested in acquiring stolen treasure and fighting. Boy, what kind of existence is that? When we flew from the west to the east, our entire lifestyle changed for the better. We started to take a look at how to make a better life for the dragons. As you see, only young dragons came with us. The rest were stuck in their old ways. Quite frankly, they had no desire to change. They liked misery. Well, we decided to have a grand adventure. We learned how to meditate from Zorak, and the rest is history. We learned very young that life is an external and internal adventure. Bet you nobody told you that. We came to a point where we could see energy all around us and in us. If there was a block over time, disease would take place. You see, in the bodies of humans and dragons lie a vast number of rivers and streams. In a healthy body, these rivers and streams are flowing properly. But the more ones have a life out of balance, these rivers and streams get clogged up and don't flow properly. The water over time becomes stagnant and mosquitoes can fester. This is where disease manifests. Here's an example of anger. When a person is always angry, this blocks the rivers and streams inside the body. Over time, the body becomes angry and can fight against itself. You call this cancer. Cancer is angry cells. We discovered a long time ago that by using needles at a certain point on the body, we can begin to unblock the rivers and streams. Yet the acupuncturists can help to unblock these dams. Yet it's up to you to change, modify, and learn how to be healthy. In the West, you go to a doctor and take the medicine. Your symptoms go away. Your drugs have side effects. The patient takes no responsibility. No wonder your system is messed up. A wise person begins to listen within and change accordingly. This person realizes that proper rest is the key. In the West, sleep and rest is sort of a nuisance. They don't have the understanding of how important it is. In order for the body to heal and repair, it needs rest. Period. We live such a fast pace, we have forgotten why we need sleep and rest in the first place. The acupuncture during this time had an easy job. He knew how to break the dam and let the waters flow properly. He might give some healing herbs to the child. The child understood completely that the acupuncturist could only assist so far in the process. She knew that it was up to her to follow through and live day by day the natural laws of life. You see, their culture was understanding and practicing every moment these natural laws. Unfortunately, in our world, today's man has lost touch with his true nature. Consequently, disease is quite common. Our herbs that are given out are organic and have no side effects. They're extremely beneficial in helping the body to balance.
Your Western medicine has extreme side effects and can cause death. Listen to the commercials today, and you will hear a lovely voice telling all the side effects the drugs have. They are concerned to make a profit. That is the bottom line. No, kids, listen to this story. Only your generation can change this wacky system. You can look at different and natural ways. You can see chemicals are the least effective ways for healing. There's scientists know about energy, but at the present moment, only a few doctors are researching about the power of energy. This is where acupuncture comes in. In the future, there will be myriads of different discoveries and inventions. The more a society becomes more aware, the more the discoveries can occur. You see, only in an open society can change occur for the better. These new discoveries can be used for good, or they can be a complete disaster. The nuclear bomb is a prime example. The genie got loose, and now the world is trying to find out how to rein in the genie. You see, your world has a lot to learn. Imagine most of the world is looking externally, but the jewel lies within. You need a balance between the external and internal. Millions of people are waking up to this fact. At a certain point in time, when humanity truly understands this, your inventions will be so-called a miracle in life. In fact, they aren't miracles in life, but your understanding is at a different level. Your cell phone would be considered a gift from God 500 years ago. I bet each one of you kids knows how to operate one. You have no problems with that. In the same way, the more you understand the laws of the universe, more incredible inventions will come your way. Nature wants to give her incredible gifts, but you have to be in sync to receive them. Anger, war, greed will never be the way to discover these gifts. For thousands of years, war is not the answer. It has never solved anything and never will. Only the kids can truly change for the better. Hopefully you will listen to this story and remember your generation can change for the better. The seeds have been planted many millions of years ago. You can be the fruit that can change this world. Remember, you are never alone. Someday you will realize this. You will see that all of humanity and the dragons are in the same boat together. You are the universe. You just don't know it.
Mantras. The Jains have used mantras for thousands of years. Imagine a tuning fork. A tuning fork vibrates at the frequency of whatever it touches. The mind is a tuning fork. The ancient Jain masters learned to pay attention to nature, and by meditating, There are sacred sounds that exist inside of us. Only through silence can one hear these sounds. Yes, that is a paradox. In silence lies all the sacred sounds of the universe. By repeating these sounds, and over time, by listening to these sacred sounds within, the mind becomes in harmony. The mind sinks just like modern-day radar upon a flying object. The mind automatically sinks into the sound, and all troubles disappear. Mind you, this takes time, yet an understanding of the process helps one on this journey. There is a vast storehouse of mantras out there. What is needed is clarity or the practical knowledge of the effects they have on the mind, body, and soul connection. Sound can heal and does heal. Once again, the basic principle comes to mind. The more you pay attention to something, the more it pays attention to you. This works good or bad. While in India many moons ago, I heard this phrase, "Tell me who you associate your free time with, and I will tell you who you are." Satsang means the company of truth, yet our society and the world at large lives their lives oblivious to the sacred wisdom within. The entire universe is alive and is vibrating. Any vibration has a sound frequency stemming from it. The ancients discovered and listened to these universal mantras or sounds. They exist right now, yet mankind is so busy looking externally to live their precious lives. Sound is one of the greatest healing ways to heal the mind and body. Seed therapy. I thought that I knew all about the various kinds of healing modalities. Yet from this class, I learned about seed therapy. Seeds contain wisdom and knowledge. Imagine a huge sequoia tree. From one small seed, a magnificent tree is born. It can live over a couple of thousands of years. All the potential energy is contained within the seed. The great healers of yesterday understood this principle. Seed therapy is a way to put seeds on certain acupuncture points to either turn on or off the channels to a specific organ. All of the wisdom is contained within the seed. The seed is a part of nature. We are a part of our nature. Our present-day lifestyle is not following the laws of nature. In my eyes, this is energetic medicine at its finest. Note, most of us have more faith in allopathic medicine than nature itself. And that is quite interesting. Most people would laugh when they listen to the power of a seed healing a particular disease. Tell that to an ancient sequoia tree that's been around for a couple of thousand years. Many times, the simplest of things is the most powerful. Take your breath. It's so simple, you breathe unconsciously. Yet, take away your breath, and you will die within minutes. I have yet to explore this wisdom yet. Exciting times are ahead of us. Detox, diet, and others. Principles of a healthy diet and lifestyle. Try to eat only organic food. Preservatives and modern-day pesticides are extremely harmful. There is a reason why they wear protective gear, yet we think it's safe to eat. Try to eat 80% raw and 20% cooked food. Most of your food should be alkaline. The Western diet is mostly acidic. Stop drinking sodas. All sodas contain a huge amount of sugars and carbon dioxide. Remember, we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. My track coach in high school said he would rather us to drink beer than soda. Soda is extremely harmful to the body. Limit your alcohol if you could stop drinking alcohol. Your liver and body will love you for doing this. Drink plenty of water. You should eat your water and drink your food. Try to eat seasonal foods for your particular season and area. Listen to your body. It will tell you what it needs. If you're coming down with a cold, go to bed early. This will stop you from catching a cold. I do this several times a year. My body loves me for listening to it. The body talks to you all the time. We just have deaf ears. Meditate every day. Learn to love it. Yes, it takes practice. Perform pranayama every day. It will help you fine-tune your body. Breathe through your nose, not your mouth. Learn to exercise that way. Remember that breathing through your mouth is called the breath of death. Do yoga every day. Do some kind of a cardiac exercise. I love to swim. During this pandemic, I don't have the opportunity. Monitor your thoughts and emotions. Remember, when you get angry, you are drinking your own poison. You are your own master chemist. Only you can change for the better. Nobody can do it for you. Learn how to program your subconscious. Over 90% of your actions are governed by this. You have the hardware and software built in to do this. Focus on your breath moment by moment. The entire universe is keeping you alive. Remember, the more you pay attention to something, the more attention it pays to you. It goes with the breath. Pay attention to your chakras and energy centers. They will help you balance your body. Limit social media. It was designed to hook you and make you addicted. Watch the movie The Social Dilemma. Listen to music that nurtures the soul. Don't get involved in gossip. Speak the truth. Be kind to everyone. Respect all people. Be nonviolent in your words, deeds, and actions. If you can't, stop eating meat of any kind. Don't microwave your food. You're destroying the necessary enzymes. Take a walk in nature every day. Relax in each and every moment. Slow down. Be in the moment. As Bugs Bunny once said, don't take life so seriously. You will never get out of it alive. Eat only fresh foods. Don't eat junk food of any kind. Remember, your body is a temple. Spend time in nature. Learn to listen to nature. Nature is always speaking wisdom, yet we don't hear it. Don't watch so much TV. If you can, don't use Western drugs. Change your lifestyle accordingly. Always learn greater wisdom. You will always fine-tune the guitar of life. Love your fellow man. Don't judge your fellow man. Be tolerant of others. Do your job to make this planet a better place. Remember that anything external will change. Nothing is permanent except for your true self. Strive to be happy internally, and you will. Go to bed early. Listen to your body rhythms. Some people can go to bed later. Just listen to your body. It will tell you what to do. Remember, food is medicine. Therefore, eat your food with discretion. One man's food may be another man's poison. Each one of us is custom designed. What works for one will not work for another. Try to eat your meals in a certain window of time. I try to eat between 10 in the morning and my dinner around 5 to 6 o'clock. This allows a 16-hour window for the body to balance itself. Learn about fasting. Your digestive system needs rest. Don't drink water before going to bed. Your body has certain healing procedures it will do. Try to not eat after the sun goes down. This is following the laws of nature. Don't be a workaholic. Balance your life. I tell prospective employers, I didn't come down to earth solely to work. The more you work overtime, the less quality work you will perform, and the more error-prone you will be. Love what you do. Don't just take a job for the money. You are worth more than that. Remember, most answers come when your body and mind are relaxed. If you're working on a problem, take a break, relax. Many of my answers come when I'm sleeping or taking a shower. Your ancestors are always with you. You are never alone. Meditation is the key to understand this. The entire world is your friend. Your enemies are only your petty state of mind. The biggest crime is not discovering your true nature while you are alive. You can heal yourself and be happy. Happiness and health is only a breath away. Don't look at the future and the past. Stay in the present moment. Remember, it's the only moment you have. Choose your words wisely. Remember what you think and say you become. Don't hold on to grudges. Let go. Be kind. Do not put off tomorrow what you can do today. Spend time with your kids. Laugh at life. Live in the center of the hurricane instead of the howling winds of the mind. This life is a video game. Know how to play it. Most people are stuck on one level. If life is a bowl of cherries, why are we living in the pits? Rogue, Anusar Yogi. The following came from Yogapedia. Definition. What does Anusar Yoga mean? Anusar Yoga is a modern school of Hatha Yoga founded by John Friend, an American yogi. From Sanskrit, Anu means with, and Sara means flow. Therefore, Anusar may be translated as flowing with grace or natural state. Named an Anusar school of Hatha Yoga and popularly known as Anusar Yoga, the ideology of the school is focused on tantric philosophies of intrinsic goodness. Yogapedia explains Anusar Yoga, a student first and later a teacher of Ayurveda Yoga. John Friend founded Anusar Yoga in 1997. The ultimate aim of the school is to align oneself with the divine Drawing inspiration from Iyengar yoga, Friend developed his own style, which immediately attracted followers from the West due to the Western approach to the conventional art. The principal aspects of Anusar yoga are unifying principles of alignment, connecting all asanas to the physiological practice of Anusar, which involves the shifting of focus from perfecting a pose to enhancing the goodness and beauty that already exists in the student. The 3 A's. These are attitude, alignment, and action. The attitude is to reawaken the divine within the self. Alignment as being aware of how the different parts of the body are interconnected. Action refers to the natural flow of energy in the body. Focal points. The alignment principles and Anusar talks about 3 focal points, namely the pelvic focal point, heart focal point, and the upper palate focal point. Energy loops. The 7 energy loops of Anusar are ankle loop, shin loop, thigh loop, pelvic loop, kidney loop, shoulder loop, and skull loop. Mudra Healing. I always heard about mudras. Mudra means seal, gesture, or mark. Yoga mudras are symbolic gestures often practiced with the hands and fingers. They facilitate the flow of energy in the subtle body and enhances one journeys within. In this class, over 20 mudras were shown. Each mudra has a special effect. I'm at the beginning stage of learning more. From my observation and experience, mudras work on our internal electrical system. The ancient ones discovered through meditation that the hands contain the electrical system just like a junction box does. One can learn how to turn on or off these signals. This is another example of energy healing, an old yet new healing modality. In the future, all medicine will incorporate these healing modalities. Western science will learn the power of the quantum healing to feel to heal. Presently, the majority of mankind rolls their eyes when hearing such a thing. The ancients discovered this thousands of years ago. A new way of healing is coming around the corner. You are your own drugstore. You have been hardwired and you have the software to heal yourself. Mudra Healing. I always heard about mudras. Mudra means seal, gesture, or mark. Yoga mudras are symbolic gestures often practiced with the hands and fingers. They facilitate the flow of energy in the subtle body and enhances one journeys within. In this class, over 20 mudras were shown. Each mudra has a special effect. I'm at the beginning stage of learning more. From my observation and experience, mudras work on our internal electrical system. The ancient ones discovered through meditation that the hands contain the electrical system just like a junction box does. One can learn how to turn on or off these signals. This is another example of energy healing, an old yet new healing modality. In the future, all medicine will incorporate these healing modalities. Western science will learn the power of the quantum healing to feel to heal. Presently, The majority of mankind rolls their eyes when hearing such a thing. The ancients discovered this thousands of years ago. A new way of healing is coming around the corner. You are your own drugstore. You have been hardwired and you have the software to heal yourself. Saptu, Dhatu, 7 tissues. According to Ayurveda, the human body is primarily made up of Sapta Dhatu. Sapta Dhatu is a Sanskrit word which means 7 constitutional elements. Sapta equals 7, Dhatu equals tissues. These 7 tissues are responsible for the entire structure of the body. The Dhatu maintains the functioning of each different system's organ and vital parts of the body, and plays a significant role in the development and nourishing of the body. The Dhatus are also part of the body's protective mechanism. With the help of Agni, fire, they are responsible for the immune process. Each tissue, or Dhatu, is primarily governed by one of the Trishokas, Yata, Pitta, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. When one's Dhatu is defective, it affects the successive Dhatu as each Dhatu receives its nourishment from the Dhatu preceding it. The 7 most important Dhatus are presented here in serial order. Rasa, plasma, which is the first Dhatu which contains nutrients and minerals from digested food and which nourishes and replenishes all the tissues and organs. Rata, blood, which transports oxygen to all tissues and vital organs and maintains life. Mamsa, muscle, which covers the delicate vital organs and enable movements of bones and joints and maintains the physical capacity and strength of the body. Meta, adipose tissue, maintains the lubrication and oiliness of all the tissues. Asti, bones and cartilage, give support to the body's structure. Maja, bone marrow, fills up the bony spaces. Shukra, which are the reproductive tissues responsible for reproduction. Sperm in males and ova in females. Any disease where Vata, Pitta, Kapha are involved, the Vedic doshas directly affect the Dhatus. With insight into the governing dosha, the cause of a disease, Dhatu is accurately determined. The disturbed dosha, Vata, Pitta, or Kapha, and improper Dhatus are always directly involved in the disease process. Once the root cause of the disease is known, the corresponding therapies are used to balance the system through reducing the excess elements and increasing the deficient ones. Balance of the Dhatus can be maintained by taking steps to keep the trio doshas in balance through a proper diet, exercise, and recovery program. Ruducharya, seasons. If you live in New York City, would you eat a lot of fruit during the winter? Would you eat a lot of salads for dinner? Most of us are oblivious to the changes in nature. Our human bodies were designed to follow natural laws. Mind you, each place on Earth is different and unique. Each place has different kinds of seasons and weather patterns. The wise man understands this and eats only food that supports this particular season. It changes depending on where you live. Why eating seasonal is important. Each season has a different effect on our bodies. Imagine for a moment taking a big bite of ice cream while you're bundled up in scarves and mittens on a winter's walk in January. Not very pleasant, right? What about eating a hot bowl of barley soup while you're lounging poolside on a sweltering August day? Pretty unappetizing. There's a reason why your body reacts to these images. Different types of food help your body get back into balance during different times of the year. Acting against those natural inclinations can actually harm you, both inside and out. When you're out of sync with nature, even if you eat an otherwise healthy diet, the consequences can include a compromised immune system, unhealthy weight gain or loss, poor skin and hair quality, and even an increased risk of more serious illnesses. Eating Ayurvedically in accordance with the season doesn't just make you feel good in the moment, but is a powerful preventative health measure too. In Ayurvedic thought, each of us embodies a dominant natural constitution, either Vata, Pitta, or Kapha, or a combination of any of the above. Vata types are ruled by the qualities of air and space. Pitta types are ruled by fire and water, and Kapha types are ruled by water and earth. Each season pacifies or ignites these energies within us, meaning that our system can be thrown out of balance if we don't take measures to adapt our bodies to the weather. Luckily, Ayurveda lays out a set of seasonal guidelines known as Ruducharya, with Rutu translating to season and Charya translating to guidelines. These guidelines serve as prescriptions for diet and lifestyle changes throughout the year, including Ayurvedic detox treatments that help us clear in our minds, fulfilled in our spirits, and vibrant in our bodies. According to Ayurvedic, the year is divided into 2 periods, each containing 3 seasons. Uttayana, the cold months, which contains the seasons of Sharath, Hemanta, and Shishira, and Dakshinaya, the warm months, which contains the season of Santa, Grishma, and Varsha.